Now then, Gary, to Goodison, explain to me how Manchester United go from losing 3-0 to winning 3-0 from the performance Louis van Gaal said was one of the worst in his tenure to one of the best.
Yeah, we were both at Goodison Park on Saturday, and we were both watching, and we were sort of thinking before the game, this is going to be a tough game for United. This is not going to be easy. Everton are in decent form. United have just taken a battering at Arsenal. What would they do differently? And there was a major difference in terms. Manchester United has been quite predictable. James just showed there Liverpool being very compact from front to back, 30 metres, 35 metres, never getting bigger than that. And it actually been really good defensive unit, United. Against Arsenal, for some reason, I don't know why, but in the game, when I was commentating on it, and we've not had a Monday Night Football since, it was like, has Schweinsteiger gone rogue and has he done something completely different himself? But the more you watch the game and the more you watch the clips back, you think it was a tactic. And if you go back to the Arsenal game, I'll just take this on. Manchester United dropping off into a pretty good, decent defensive shape. Really quite compact from back to front. No problems there whatsoever. But if you just start to highlight Schweinsteiger. Now, normally you would always want your central midfield pair close together, linked, 10-15 yards apart, but in this game they got concerned about Cazorla, and Cazorla, he had him on a lead. He had Schweinsteiger, and it was like, you know, a dog with a man with a ball saying to a dog, "Come to get it off me, come to get it off me." And as soon as he gets near him, he throws it off to Mertesacker, and this happened consistently. Watch Schweinsteiger now, and they just kept getting played around in this area of the pitch. And Michael Carrick ended up in a position whereby he just had so much space to cover. And this happened, I reckon, about 8 times in the first 20 minutes. The tactic of Schweinsteiger being so high in the game. You watch him again here now. You watch Cazorla. Watch Cazorla drop in. Come on, doggy. There you go. There you go. Watch him now. He's almost like, he's toying with him, Cazorla. Come on. Keep coming. Pop. And all of a sudden then, that space again in here is there to play. And you see, Rooney gets wrong side, who's the number 10. And from this, Manchester United never ever recover. This is the first goal of the game. And it was a tactic over this that Louis van Gaal deployed in the game. Manchester United never gets set. Even though Schweinsteiger gets back, because of that ball being played in behind them, they never really get composed again in the defending, and Arsenal end up taking the lead. Now, the contrast on Saturday was just absolutely dramatic, and you could argue no two games are the same, different opponents, but Arsenal good at playing out from the back, Everton good at playing out from the back, both away from home. If you watch United on Saturday, the ball flashes across the box. Manchester United have got players here, all up the forward end of the pitch. If you watch Herrera in the middle of the pitch there now, just watch him. Everyone get back. Everyone come back. He pulls Schweinsteiger back, he pulls Schneiderlin back, Rooney comes back, and they drop all back in. And all of a sudden, these two start to connect with each other. And they never got detached. It was a very, very good tactic against Everton. Everton became frustrated. They could never play through them. It was a case of Manchester United being patient in the defending, compact, and it was a completely different thing to what we saw at Arsenal a couple of weeks ago. And I'm sure Louis van Gaal, when he thinks about the Arsenal game, will think, well, if we'd have done this, what would it have been different, even though Arsenal played brilliantly well. This is the second clip. Again, you look at these two in midfield. The front two there. Real patient defending, composed. As soon as it came into a midfield area, they got against people, they pressed, but they certainly never had one of the midfield players, the central midfield players, going rogue in the game. They all stayed tight together, and I have to say, as a tactic, it worked brilliantly in the game. It really did work brilliantly, and Everton really didn't have an answer for it. They couldn't get Barkley and Naismith into the pockets. If you look where they are here, you know what Barkley's like, you know what Naismith's like. We've shown many clips of them in games where they like to occupy those number 10 positions. Manchester United never gave even Juan Mata coming back into a position there. They never let spaces develop, and it was a complete contrast of performance, not getting split up, not becoming spaces all over the pitch, and that was really the mirror of the game. And it culminated in Manchester United dominating the game through 2-0, and the tactic in the end brought them the third goal, where Rooney has a little bit of a go here. The ball goes forward, but because they're all behind the ball, Everton got more desperate. They had the best period just after half-time. but they got more desperate, they committed more bodies forward, they wanted that goal to get back into the game, obviously, and the tactic continued to pay off for Manchester United, and it was typical of how an away team would create the perfect away performance. As the ball's won back now, they're off. And Herrera's in the pocket, Rooney's through, and I have to say, they're the two style differences. Jamie's just talked there about pressing. Jamie's just talked about the sort of differences of pressing. Manchester United have been very reliable in how they've played over the last 12 to 18 months defensively, certainly since last November. Against Arsenal was a complete blip in terms of the tactic. I don't know where it came from, but it came back again on Saturday to what they were, and they needed to get back very quickly on the bike, and they did do.
Great result for United ahead of the derby. Jamie, a difficult and emotional day that for Everton.
Yeah, it was, and there's been questions, did it affect the performance? Everton weren't at the best, and I think Gary's right, how organised Manchester United were. It was so difficult for Everton to play through them. It actually forced them to go very direct second half. That's where the chances come from. He made the change with Naismith, brought Kone on, and they got some joy from that because they couldn't play through Manchester United. They had to basically go direct, play on second balls, and if they'd got it to 2-1, would have been game on. But as I said, that the goal from Rooney, long maybe overdue, he'd be delighted to get off the mark there away from home, but it was a great win for them.
And the Manchester derby, part of what will be a brilliant Super Sunday. Tonight, the Liberty Stadium.